So I spend a lot of my time reviewing things that I actually find interesting and that I like, such as radios and TV sets and the like. But today I'm going to show you something that just makes me infuriated. It frustrates me to no end. And is this some sort of comedic effect? Is this real? Who knows? Let's see if you can be the judge of that. Today I have a Blonder Tongue. It is a AM/FM radio from, I assume, the early 60s or maybe even late 50s. It is a Blonder Tongue model R98B from New Jersey. Maybe that'll explain some things. I'm just kidding. I like New Jersey. But first off, it's just a strange design because you can see all the way through this dial. There's no backing behind it. You could stick a toothpick in there and hit whatever's back there. I think that's an incredibly cheap design. Secondly, it's got this grill on the front, and normally on the front you have a grill because there's a radio or there's a speaker behind it, and they didn't do that. No, there's no radio behind here. They didn't put it anywhere you can see. So where'd they put it? Oh, just watch. Ready? Are you ready? They shoved it in the very back, going out the back, which I assume can't have very good fidelity if you're not, like, facing the same direction as it. But that's not the weirdest thing. No. They just had to have this. They could have easily made this a quick turning, just a direct drive dial, but they needed this bar dial. They needed it. Now, the one thing I do like about this is I like this star. Very nice mid-century star. No troubles there. And this particular version, specimen, I suppose, is not in the best condition. It is covered with dirt and soot, and the case is all cracked, and it's just not, it's had a rough life. But that doesn't mean I'm not allowed to kick it while it's down. So the next problem, and the one that just baffles me, is this. I noticed that when you move this back and forth, it starts off higher, but it goes in. It comes out, and it goes a little bit back. So I was assuming this is just one of those switches, right? No. Are you ready for the insanity of this thing? The way it works is to have this massive arm that travels all the way back, and instead of switching one switch, this arm then switches 3 slightly smaller switches, all in unison. And I don't know if this is like a grounding wire or if this spring has something to do with it, because it's not attached to anything. It's just sitting there, getting bent back and forth. But instead of hooking up all the stuff to one switch, they just left it in the board and then had 3 slightly smaller switches all going in unison. I mean, was this like a cost-cutting measure? This looks like a kit radio to me. This doesn't seem like something you'd buy in a store because it's just so strangely laid out. It's got a selenium rectifier there, I think. And the way it tunes is it's not like a proper like metal thing. It's one of these like ones where it goes in and out on this like worm gear. I don't remember what you call these. They're like I forget. But I mean, I can see this thing cracking and breaking easily. Just like, what in the... Just a very unusual device. I don't understand. And there's a third tuning thing over here. So I guess one of these is for AM and 2 are for FM or something? Is that what this switch is for? It actually just switches off one of the tuners and switches on one of the tuners by a physical switch. Like the person, I would have used this thing for parts, but someone's taken all the tubes out of it. It's raggedy, it's ratty. It's got a stupid speaker on the back of the radio. Can you believe that? Like, who designed this? I want to believe that it's for like a ham radio monitoring thing, But it's not for, like, bands like that. It's for regular AM and FM. Just for radio. Would this have been, like, some sort of incredibly cheap, like, super budget model? Like, below, like, the cheapest RCAs? I don't get it. I don't get what the point of this is. I know Blonder Tongue made, like RF demodulators and stuff like that, but nothing like this. This is weirdly consumer grade, and it's just a very unusual radio. Very frustrating.